You're never going to play in the National Football League. You're too small. There's no chance. You've got no shot. Give it up. Who told Russell Wilson these words? 10. He was a bully. Over the years, Russell Wilson has become one of the league's most prominent and well-respected players. But was it always like that? Well, his character and attitude were much different in his early childhood. In a piece written for the Players' Tribune, the Pro Bowler admitted that his behavior and mindset were much different as an adolescent, as he used to be a bully and beat up other children. I used to beat people up. Truthfully, I used to beat people up a lot. Many of you readers probably think I have been Mr. Goody Two-Shoes my whole life, but honestly, I was a bully growing up. In elementary and middle school, I threw kids against the wall. I rubbed their heads in the dirt at recess. I bit them. I even knocked teeth out, Wilson wrote. His previous lifestyle is a complete 180 from the person that Wilson has become. Given who he is now, it's hard to envision him taking that prior path of being the child bully that beat up people. However, there was a changing moment for him, and he voiced that it was his Christianity that guided him toward a better path. I had a lot of anger that I didn't know what to do with. Thankfully, I was saved by my faith when I was 14 years old and was able to start living for others instead of just being myself. But if you've ever been at the bottom of a pile with me, you know that I still have a bit of that bully deep down inside. Just ask DeMarcus Ware, he said. Well, he might have had a surprising path in his childhood. But he has turned his life toward a tremendously positive direction. Wilson has put in the work with his craft and his reputation over the years to become who he is. Number 9. Baseball guy. Russell Wilson is surely one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, but he was also a decent baseball player when he was younger. Being a talented multi-sport athlete, Russell Wilson ultimately made the right decision in choosing football over baseball. I always feel like baseball was actually my best sport. Baseball was actually my love. I played that since I was young. That was probably one of my best sports. I guess God had different plans for me. Now I get to spin the rock and throw deep to our guy DK Metcalf, Wilson said. After having a successful high school baseball career, and after having success playing football at North Carolina State, Russell Wilson was a 4th-round draft pick of the Colorado Rockies in 2010. From 2010 to 2011, Wilson hit 229 in the minors to go with 5 home runs, 26 RBIs, 58 runs scored, and 51 walks. Man, he was going 110% around the bases and in the cage taking hacks. He wants to be perfect in every single thing. I was like, hey man, you're a quarterback. You ain't a baseball player, just take it easy. But that's how he is and how he prepares. He wants to prepare like he's going in the game. That's how professionals do it, Yankees star Aaron Judge said. Number 8. Wearing number 3. Before Russell Wilson entered the NFL with the Seahawks, he wore another number at his collegiate level. During his stints with NC State and Wisconsin, Wilson chose to don number 16 with each university. The number selection changed once he entered the NFL as he decided to grace number 3 with the Seahawks. He initially voiced that he picked that number due to being taken in the 3rd round. Wilson has since stated that he went that route to honor the Holy Trinity. Wilson has a strong connection to religion as he is a devout Christian. He has used his social media platforms at times to speak glowingly about his Christian faith. Beyond that, it's clear that Wilson's reasoning for the number selection has a deep connection to his personal life. Number 7. He spends $1 million on his body. Russell Wilson's rise to stardom has been a steady progression that has many factors impacting his path. Among those is his commitment to his health by taking tremendous care of his body through nutrition, workouts, and recovery. He even revealed that he spends more than $1 million annually to keep his body prepared for football. I probably spend $1 million if not more on recovery. It's not just the recovery part of it. That's huge. For me, the biggest thing is the mental game, he says. Over the last decade, there has been a greater emphasis in the world of sports, centered on finding the appropriate diet, exercise, and recovery. Wilson aims to pull the best out of himself on the field, and his commitment to this aspect of his life plays a pivotal part in reaching those aspirations. Number 6. Giving $100,000 gifts. 4th-year receiver David Moore played all 16 games for the Seattle Seahawks this season. He caught at least one pass in each of the first 15 contests except the Week 5 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. The end of the Week 17 game would prove to be a nail-biter, and not just because the San Francisco 49ers had pulled within 26-23 with 23 seconds to play. 1 second ticked off the clock as the Seahawks recovered on the onside kick, but David Moore was in a terrible spot. He needed 1 catch to reach 35 for the season, which would trigger his $1,000 incentive. But Seattle could just kneel out the remaining time on the clock on its way to the playoffs. Enter Russell Wilson, who was looking out for his teammate. Rather than go into victory formation, Wilson called Moore's number on a jet sweep pass. It added 5 yards to Russell's passing stats and $100,000 to Moore's bank account. It's a blessing to be able to help his family and his daughter and all that stuff. It was part of the game. We wanted to get him that catch, and so we were able to dial that up for him on the last play, Wilson said. Before we continue, if you already loved the video, give us a thumbs up. Number 5. Super expensive hyperbaric chambers. So, as we said, general well-being, recovery routine, and diet are Wilson's attention-worthy subjects, but his secret is one many elite athletes have discovered in recent years. Yeah, we are talking about hyperbaric chamber therapy. For Russell Wilson, this helps reduce inflammation faster than the body does on its own. That's crucial for an athlete who must return to practice and games fully recovered and ready to play. Wilson has 2 personal hyperbaric chambers, which cost around $125,000 each. One is in his own gym, and the other is in his wife's office. Although spending over $200,000 on hyperbaric chambers seems a little over the top, it may save an elite athlete money in the long run, because for conditions not covered by insurance, the cost per treatment generally ranges between $250 and $450. And considering how often Wilson uses his hyperbaric chambers, he likely benefits from having personal chambers and paying the cost up front. Number 4. His biggest fear. We are always interested in what's happening in our favorite players' minds. What are their dreams? What was childhood like for them? And what are their fears? Wilson holds the recognition as an athlete quarterback that many believe is on a trajectory toward a first-ballot Hall of Fame career. Beyond all that success lies a fear of his that has nothing to do with football. Through nearly a decade in the NFL, Russell Wilson has experienced it all on the football field. Wilson has also garnered strong stability in his personal life away from his craft with his marriage to music artist Ciara a few years ago. Their relationship has led them to have 2 children together that further cultivated their strong bond. During an interview, Wilson talked about the importance his wife plays in his life, as he revealed losing her would be his greatest fear over not being prepared. "Yeah, but I probably have one that's bigger than that," Wilson prodded, which Ciara responded, "Is it LOSIN?" Wilson then added, "Yes, losing you," before moving on to another question in their one-on-one interview with each other. It's quite clear that Ciara means a great deal in the star quarterback's life. Number 3. Tally. Wilson recently founded a sports prediction app called Tally. Similar to other apps in the space, it asks players to predict events or answer questions and then awards points. Tally was built to integrate with not only football games, but other sports and live events. A CNBC article published after Wilson signed a record-breaking contract in 2019 went into more detail about the origins of Tally and how it wound up backed by Jeff Bezos. Viewer engagement with live events is at an all-time high. Before the modern era, fans would either attend the game or watch it on TV, but now they have the opportunity to follow the game and chat about it online, and the Tally app aimed to be an extension of that engagement. Wilson spoke in the article further about what inspired him to work on the app. People from all over the world watch the Super Bowl live, and people play their own games. What if there was a location that everybody could do that? What if every live moment, from games to concerts to shows, what if everything could be as exciting and as fun as the Super Bowl live? And that's what we really wanted to build out. Unfortunately for Wilson, Tally only ran for a few months despite offering massive prize pools. It peaked with a $250,000 offer for the Super Bowl in 2019, but struggled to maintain a market share. The app space was completely flooded in early 2019, and it was difficult for Wilson's app to stand out. As of September 2020, the Tally app has been completely removed from the Apple Store. Technology is progressing at an unbelievable pace. Perhaps Wilson's next venture will be an even bigger success, considering the fact that his company TraceMe, which developed Tally, was acquired by Nike. That would definitely mean more than just acquirement. Number 2. Give it up. In 2016, when Russell Wilson was giving a commencement speech at the University of Wisconsin, he told the graduates of the day he transferred to Wisconsin for his final season after the Wolfpack decided to go with Mike Glennon at quarterback. While Wilson was away playing baseball, he called his coach, Tom O'Brien, at North Carolina State to tell him he wanted to return for his senior year. "I called my football coach at NC State and said, 'Hey coach, I'd like to come back for my senior year,' Wilson said. He told me I wasn't coming back. He said, 'Listen son, you're never going to play in the National Football League. You're too small. There's no chance. You've got no shot. Give it up.' Now this was everything I had worked for, and now it was completely gone. If I wanted to follow my dream, I had to leave NC State. I had no idea if I would get a second chance somewhere else," he said. We wonder what this guy thinks about Wilson now. Number 1. Comfort food. Alright, we have learned that he is a total health-oriented guy. But guess what his comfort food is? My mom made the best mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is my favorite comfort food for sure, Wilson said. We get you, man. Who doesn't love mac and cheese? What do you think of Russell Wilson? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.